Hi guys, today we're talking about the descending rule of the octave in four voices. And so let's go to the whiteboard, start off with our three voice descending rule of the octave, both the tetrachord and the pentachord. So we'll start there today. So of course, we're talking about going down the scale, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. And then we'll make a video for something special that happens in minor with the descending tetrachord in minor. So just coming down our scale. Get our pen. Do, ti, la, sol. There's our tetrachord, and then of course sol, fa, mi, re, do. And we learned some things about the rule of the octave. We learned that 5/3 chords are stable chords, really stable consonant chords. And we can put those 5/3s on dos and sols because those are our most stable points in a given key. And so I'm just going to start off this rule of the octave and just put that 5/3 on the do and the 5/3 on the sol. Notice that's the start and end of the tetrachord, so we're starting and ending on stable points. But also I'm starting the pentachord here, sol, fa, mi, re, do, so I'm starting and ending that on strong points. And so those are good places to have those 5/3s. Now we learned our voice leading lines for our, we'll do our descending tetrachord first. Of course, parallel thirds always sound fantastic. So let's start off with some parallel thirds. Do, ti, la, sol, mi, re, do, ti. Now of course if we did this in minor, do, te, la, sol, and me, re, do, ti, we'd have this lovely Phrygian half cadence happening right here. All right. Then we'll just go ahead and continue and fill in our other voice. And this one was less interesting. You remember we did these nice 6/3 chords here, so chords of motion. Chords of motion. Sol, sol, fa, sol. And that's a great three-voice texture, except I just don't love sol, fa, sol as a neighbor note figure, because that fa kind of wants to pull down to mi. Gravity, magnetism, inertia, all those things are pulling that fa down. So if I wanted to really make this stick, what I would do here is I would give a little bit of magnetism here, and not a fa, but I'd go sol, sol, fi, sol, and just making sure my pens are all the same width right now, because right now my red pen is so fat. There you go. But sol, sol, fi, sol would sound even better, and that would let that half step pull back up from the fi to the sol, and it's such an easy thing to sing. Let's establish a key. Do, ti, do, re, mi, fa, mi, re, do, ti, la, sol, do, mi, re, do, ti, do, sol, sol, fi. You hear that wants to pull back up to sol. And so that's a lovely sound there. So we like to use that fi to the sol, which technically makes that not just a 6/3, but we put a little plus sign here to show that we raised the 6. You'll see sharp 6 sometimes people will use. I like the plus 6 because if you're at a flat key, you might be putting a natural sign there to raise it. If you're in a sharp key, you might be putting a double sharp there to raise it. And so using a plus sign reminds us that what we're doing is raising that 6th above the bass. And whether that's a flat, sharp, double sharp, natural, depends on the key we're in. So that's our great, wonderful, wonderful descending rule of the octave on our tetrachord first. All right, you may remember that we did this syncopated bass here, and we took advantage of the fact that I had this tritone fa. I had this half step here, fa, mi. We'll put our half steps in red today, and against that would sound really good the other half step in the scale right there. So we'll just put in our, stay on the T and come back ti, do, which of course then sets us up to do a little cadence at the end, tenor resonance cadence, re, do, ti, do. And of course we can give our other half step here, fa, mi. Again, we've got these nice magnets here, the cantizans and the altizans happening with each other. And we know how to write these different cadential voices. And so fa, mi, ti, do, fa, mi, re, do. There's our tenorizans. There's an altizans cadence. I'm already on sol. Let's just stick on the boring zans. We'll just go sol. Sol. There's the boring altizans with the interesting altizans and the cantizans. And there's the cantizans and the altizans and the tenorizans. And that sounds absolutely fantastic. And I've got these nice passing 6/3 chords coming down here too, except on my fa. Fa has something different happening. So look here, we've got fa to sol's at 2, bass dissonance. So we've got this 2/3. You see this 2/3 against the bass here? Sol to fa, sol to mi. That's our 2/3 bass suspension. And then fa to ti, of course, that's a 4th. So there we go, a fa 4/2 going down to the mi 6/3. Now, we're going to go into 4 voices. We're going to flesh this out a little bit. And to do this, we're going to learn some new dissonant chords today with the descending rule of the octave. So a reminder of the ascending rule of the octave from the other day. We learned the dissonant chord of the 6/5/3. And that 6/5/3 likes to happen right before the 5/3, resolves up by step from the 6/5/3 up by step to the 5/3. There's something, we just like to have this point of maximum dissonance before we resolve to stability. So I'm going to do the same thing coming down my rule of the octave, and we'll use blue to indicate my points of instability here. So right before I resolve down to the 5/3, I'm going to put a dissonance in. So I'm not going to do the consonant 6/3. It's nice to have that 6. It's nice to have the chord of the motion, but I'm going to change it up a little bit, and it's not just going to be a 6/3. We're going to make it a dissonance. And the descending dissonance that happens, it's right before the 5/3, is our 6/4/3. So, rule of the octave coming down. Let's address some things here. Do and sol take the 5/3. Points of stability. Points of dissonance. And I have here my descending dissonance. And I have as the 6/4/3 resolves down to the 5/3. Down by step, which is to say la takes the 6/4/3, and we usually make that a nice major 6 there by plussing it so that I have sol, sol, fi, sol instead of sol, sol, fa, sol. And that resolves down, of course, to sol 5/3. And I have the 6/4/3 on the re, and that likes to resolve down to the do 5/3. So this is my downward descending dissonance. The upward ascending dissonance is the 6/5/3. Happens on fa, fa 6/5/3 goes to sol 5/3. Happens on ti, ti 6/5/3 goes to do 5/3. Downwards we have the 6/4/3 is our descending dissonance. And so our la plus 6/4/3 going to sol 5/3, our re 6/4/3 going to do 5/3. We have a special case here coming down. And this is the main thing you have to remember about the rule of the octave that kind of breaks the system of everything we're saying with points of stability, points of maximum dissonance right before the points of stability. We have to remember going down, special case going down. Fa takes the 4/2, which is short for 6/4/2. And we can see that over here. We've got 4/2 here, and so that 4/2 is going to expand out to a 6/4/2. Everything else, just nice passing 6/3s. Work great. So, T 6/3, Mi 6/3, and they just come down, and we just fill in them at the end. But back to the 6/4/2, there's this really striking thing that happens in that it forces the bass to become a dissonance, but at the same time, let's fill in the fourth voice, and we'll see something cool about the 4/2 chord here. So I've got a sol and a mi and a do. It'd be good maybe have another do, so we'll put another do voice in here. I'll just put it right in here. Do. I can't go do ti because that'd be parallel octaves, so I've got to go do, re. Okay, what am I missing? +6, there's my fi, there's my third, there's my do. I need a fourth. Re, and sol ti, I need another re. Okay, that's a kind of a boring voice, but often the fourth voice added to a texture is kind of boring. It's just the way 4-voice texture works. Do, re, re, re. Okay, notice the 6/4/2 also has a re. The fa to the re is a 6 there. And now I need to, resolve. Let's do a voice exchange. This is going fa, mi, re. Let's go re, mi, re, mi, fa, mi. And this one will then pick up and fill in the boring voice at the end. Sol, sol, and there's my boring altisons at the end. Tenorizons into the altisons, and the boring altisons just hanging out there. All right, now you notice when you do this, compare the sol 5/3 to the fa 6/4/2. Notice that in the upper voices are exactly the same between those two chords. And so we've had this really stable motion, that +6, that fi to the sol, la sol, really sounded very strong. So if I want to keep going and I don't want to stop, it would actually be very easy to stop and change keys there, or modulate. And to break the key of the sol, we put a dissonance, and all of those notes in the upper voice now are in dissonance with the bass, which weakens that 5/3 and allows it to pull back to the original key, and it's just a very lovely thing that happens there. So this is our descending rule of the octave. Nice voice leading on everything. I highly recommend you just, memorize these lines. One of them is really easy, right? Sol, sol, fi, sol, 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 sol. You can memorize that line easily enough. This one's not too bad. Mi, re, do, ti, ti, do, ti, do. And then the other one, actually, that's not bad either. Do, re, 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 mi, fa, mi. So those are easy voice leading lines to just learn, and then you're able to, harmonize anything where the bass is going down, and just think inside of your key and using the rule of the octave. Something cool happens in minor. That's going to be the subject of our next video.